Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's the Amerime Junkies podcast. Today, we're talking about Earth, air, fire, water, and all that shit that makes Captain Planet. I'm sorry, I mean Avatar, The Last Airbender. We're going to have a good time. We're going to be talking about the live action Netflix series and how we feel about it. All that and more today in the Amerime's Junkie podcast. Anyway, hi everybody. This is the Amerime Junkies podcast. Of course, starting off with me is the boss,
Everybody,
most
his
of the
favorite
most.
podcaster, aka Comic Boss, aka Lord Otaku. Uh, Not to jump ahead, but this was good. If you haven't seen it, it was good. But go ahead, Demon.
Hola,
Of course,
contitas.
of course, that's Demon Engine, everyone's favorite. And I'm Corey Salty True Floyd. Well, thank you guys for checking us out for another installment of the Amerime Junkies podcast. Today, we're talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender live action Netflix series.
I don't get the hate on this genre. This genre was amazing. I ain't going front.
Now, for those of you who may not, for some reason, not be in the know, uh, there was a series in 2000 and from 2005, animated
Damn, that's
series
the
called
first one came out.
Yes,
Damn, oh shit!
yes. Don't
You
think
just
about it.
now figuring that out?
Shut up.
Shut up, you. But it was a great animated series, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Then somewhere around 2000 and something, there was a weird attempt to make a live action film, and yeah, it didn't do too well. So
Do y'all want to get into that?
nope,
You sure?
positive. So then we're gonna fast forward. We're gonna fast forward to 2020, where despite the pandemic going on, Netflix made the brazen announcement that they were going to be doing a live action adaptation of the series. Spec the crowd was happy and concerned all at the same time. Lo
Because
and behold,
Netflix track record for live action ain't the greatest, but
especially
it's been getting
especially in
better.
especially in 2020, because by that time there had already been some certified dunkers.
It's been getting better. Uh, Adaptation over adaptation. For me, a lot of people didn't like Bleach, but I liked the Bleach adaptation. It was the first 3 episodes, and it was good. It was a good hour and a half movie. Um, Cowboy Bebop to me was great.
I liked Cowboy Bebop.
Right, it was great. One Piece was fucking phenomenal, and then we got Aang and
Excuse
Return
me.
of Airbender, which
Now,
wasn't a one for one with the series, but shit, they hit the mark for me.
yeah,
Yeah,
it wasn't a one for one, but there were some changes. There were some changes, but for what they're trying, the story they're trying to tell, I get it. They wanted to veer away from a few things, and it's ironic that we're talking about this now because last week we just did a whole episode about canon and changing the canon,
Right.
the
That,
the
while I was
rights and
watching this,
wrong.
I was thinking about that too.
So just in case if you haven't checked that episode out, be sure you go back and check that one out. We appreciate it. But we're here talking about Avatar: Last Airbender now. Um, child actors. Child actors are always a interesting roll of the dice because sometimes you get really good ones, and then sometimes
So you want to
some,
compare the actors?
no, I'm not even gonna compare the actors. I just know that most of the kids did a great job. I only had I had an issue with one of them, and the fact that it's such a key role, Katara.
Okay.
Katara, she's she sometimes she just kind of lifeless going through the lines. I get it. She's a child. There's going to be room for improvement, but she kind of threw me off.
Yeah, yeah. A few of her lines was week delivered.
I'm not now. I'm gonna give her grace because she is in comparison to a few of these others. She's very new to the scene. I think her first acting job was in 2020. So there's that. But everyone else, very strong performances. I really enjoyed the kid who played Aang,
Yeah.
Gordon. Uh, Dallas Liu, who played Prince Zuko. I think he nailed that.
On the head. I almost could not recognize him from the cartoon version Zuko.
Also, Dallas Liu apparently was a champion martial artist. So when he's pulling off all these kicks and stuff, that's all him.
I ain't know that, but it shows. Like Zuko and Aang was the best two in this first season.
Oh, for the kids, yes. On the adult side, I gotta go with Uncle Iroh and Fire Lord Ozai.
Yo, yeah. So for those who don't know, Uncle Iroh, this is his not his first time on Netflix.
First off, this is angry. This is angry Papa on Instagram.
Peace from the vine.
He's also he
Mhm.
also spent 5 seasons on Netflix for Kim's Convenience.
Hell yeah, and he's also in the Mandalorian. He's also in Ahsoka. He's also in the Book of Boba Fett.
So my man has not stopped working. Kim's Convenience had 5 seasons, and he
Go
played
get
in
the money. Go get the money.
2 or 3
Go get the money.
seasons
Go
of
get
The
the money.
Mandalorian. The first season of Boba Fett, and now he's doing a phenomenal job as Uncle Iroh. Phenomenal job as Uncle Iroh.
Plus, he's just a straight up big old nerd. So we got we got to love our nerds when they're living their best life.
Yeah, so I was gonna pose this question on our TikTok, but I'll pose it here. Do y'all believe that people can change? Once a bloodthirsty general who has killed scores of people, one instance changed Iroh's life. Now he's one of the most beloved characters in pop culture. But he was once the dragon of the West. He had killed dozens, if not hundreds, of people in a Fire Nation conquest of Ba Sing Set.
People can change, especially when they go through a traumatic event. It wasn't just he didn't just change out of the pursuit of personal growth. It's almost his version of the trip to Damascus where he fell and had his moment. But uh, so this first season covers most of the first season of the animated series.
Yeah, it covers the Book of Order.
Yeah, which is very appropriate since that's where we spent the majority of our time outside of the Earth Nation. Uh,
It was good seeing Boomy too. I was excited to see Boomy. I was kind of hoping they used a more bigger muscular actor because in the cartoon Boomy is so unassuming until he takes his shirt off. He's like, "What the hell you been doing for 100 years? Push ups, my G. What the fuck?"
he was out there looking like the ice cold water guy from Otakon.
Right, yo. Boom in the cartoon is so massive, but the guy they had he had a nice build, but I was hoping they had used somebody muscular, more muscular to play Boom. But I like the actor who played him.
But we can't skip over Daniel Day Kim as
Daniel
Ozai.
Day as Fire Lord Ozai, he hit the mark though. So good as Fire Lord Ozai.
Yeah. Daniel Day Kim has always been able to put on like this intimidating look, despite this man's friendly ass face half the time. Daniel Day Kim is one of those dudes you always catch smiling, so it's so interesting to see him now just like straight stone face.
Yeah.
But
Yo,
you know,
after watching this first season, I went down a whole Avatar rabbit hole because it was so much that I forgot from the Book of Water, and I wasn't sure if it was something that they showed in a cartoon or something that the show had put on for itself. Like the end when Aang gave his body over to the water spirit.
right?
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, that yeah. It took me a second to really look at what he was there, but it looked like he was a large orca.
Yeah. He,
And I mean,
he
am I
was
wrong?
sniping like a huge fish with spikes on his back. I don't know what type
He
of
looked,
animal that is in the Avatar world.
he looked like Gang Orca from My Hero on
Yeah,
the.
exactly what he looked like. Yeah.
But before we get to that, uh, one of the big things I loved in this project, which the visuals. They definitely transitioned from script to screen and from cell to screen. A lot of the visual effects from the animated series, they transitioned over really well. Um, and side note, I'm sure Corridor Crew is going to end up going through this to show some good and bad stuff. Listen, there's going to be some bad visual effects here because there's a lot of them.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot of them, especially the ones when it comes to bending, because you've got a lot of motion going on. Then you have to add in the effect and make sure it looks clean. So,
Like I said, when that scene with Aang combined with the water spirit, I thought that FX was spot on. Like, I was actually looking to see like if they're going to get this right, and they did.
yes, they did.
So, but like I said, like the last Airbender is very would be very CG heavy, trying to adapt it from cartoon to screen.
Hmm.
But I think they did a great job. I think they did a phenomenal job with all the bending. Fire Lord Ozai, when Iroh snapped, or when he was trying to help Zuko get away, and he threw his fire in the air. I thought all that was really good.
Now, one of the first differences that definitely need to be brought up is how in the animated series, Aang tried to run away from his responsibilities,
Yeah,
and but
Mm-hmm.
he didn't
in
try.
here
My man
he
ran.
did. Yeah, he ran. But here it became a just a series of unfortunate events. And it definitely changes a few things for me, especially with the way Aang reacts to shit. because now whenever people are like mad at him for leaving, he just kind of stands there and takes a shit sandwich.
As he should.
He's just like,
As he
because in
should.
his head he's like, I didn't run away, but all right, whatever.
As
I
he
mean, he
should.
did. He ran back and then got fucked up, and then got frozen.
I got a question. I'm gonna pose it. I'm gonna pose this question on our TikTok. But if Aang was allowed to live out his life, y'all think Katora would have been the next Avatar?
Katara. Uh,
Or maybe the shorty from the northern waterbending tribe. Because we know the next Avatar was going to be a waterbender. So, got Korra. But Katara never picking up a book or a sword to learn. The moment she got her hands on one, she was a fucking prodigy.
Fucking. And speaking of bending, right? Can we talk about the legend himself for a little bit?
Who, Korra?
No. Sokka. In Nikiyoshi
Okay.
Village. You already saw his technique at work. He's gonna grow up to become a legendary backbender. Cause that nigga, am I wrong? Am I wrong? Is he gonna say?
I can't front. I mean, when I was watching that, John, seeing Sokka at work with Suki, and then my man went to the northern waterbending tribe, and he grabbed Shorty, and she was like, "I'm here for the man of my dreams." Sokka like, "I'm right here, baby." I mean, multiple bending styles Sokka would have had.
In a world full of elemental bending, he chose to bend backs instead.
I mean, they replace his misogyny with Riz. So okay.
I guess it
Oh
works.
yeah, I forgot about
But
that.
like,
I
that was
forgot
part of
they
his
took that out.
character development of him like losing all that misogynistic tendencies. But if you're just gonna make him a Riz master outright, then I guess that's fine.
But the funny thing is, the show still had its dose of the misogyny lesson when it came to them arriving to the North Water Tribe, because they were like only men fight. It was like, nigga, all of our lives are in the line.
Everybody's lives on the line. But
Like,
when all this shit is over, we still gonna need the healers. Water healing is almost more important than learning how to fight.
that's fair. But that also means they should start teaching men how to do water healing as well.
I agree.
Equality. Equality.
And especially like if you a warrior, you should definitely learn how to heal yourself. Because you gotta keep the fight going.
It definitely would help.
So I mean all waterbenders should go through like that whole course. Learn how to fight with the homie, learn how to heal with the lady.
Right. Now,
And then you fall in line where you fall in line.
I'm learning how to fight. If I become a waterbender, I'm learning how to fight. I'm learning how to heal, and after that is bloodbending.
I mean, but you don't get that to after Katara, to after they pretty much defeat Fire Lord Ozai.
And look, that's them. Somewhere in the world's big enough. Somewhere in the world is going, especially if you to like suddenly pop bending into our world. Yeah, subjugation is going to be on my mind if I'm a waterbender. And what's the best way to make a nigga kneel?
Your angry ass will either be a firebender or earthbender. You don't got the patience to be a waterbender.
Don't make me a firebender, because that's worse. Those ones is the worst ones to give me. Fire and earth. Because I'm learning metal and lava bending. I don't care what no one says. I'm making a career out of that. But if I become an airbender, I may be on some Yang Chen shit. I'm not gonna lie. Why do I have to sit here and listen to your yapping as you going on and on talking shit to me when I can snap my fucking thumb and delete your respiratory system?
So I know it don't come to later, right? But I'm surprised once he learned that he could talk to his other avatar states that he didn't go back home and talk to Yang Chen.
I feel like that's where we're gonna have a moment in season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One time,
Can we get some spicy bits? Can you, or is that going to be saved for later on in his life when he's older?
What you mean?
He start to learn some truths about Yang Chen.
Oh
yeah,
I don't think he learned that stuff until he grown, until he like able to master the avatar state and she freely walk the spirit world and talk to the rest of them. Then he learned how much of a bastard the rest of them was.
I like how they definitely had 2-parter episodes in here.
Yeah.
Like, because I was just like, okay, they're not going to rush through this this ghost state. I'm like, okay, it's a 2-parter. That makes sense. Good. Also, that fucking demon ass caterpillar looking bitch. Ew.
You talking about the face stiller?
Yes.
I love that.
That's
one of my favorite scenes in the cartoon when it's for the face stiller.
That was I mean, shout out to the visuals because that was.
Yeah, you just. Oh, that thing was. But
yo,
now that just made me feel bad for Karuk.
Yo, that thing was a little nightmare fuel, right? Seen that John live action?
A little shit.
I was like, oh man, they dipping their toe into a little harbor scene right here.
As it should though, because it's there are things and the way a lot of scenes are approached in The Last Airbender are very reminiscent of horror films.
Right.
Even the introduction of Lord Ozai is literally makes you think about Dante's fucking Inferno.
Yes.
It was just like, oh, we're not making it out this room.
Yo, that scene was good. Like as soon as Shorty opened that door, I like, look at that little bitch right there. I like, here she go, about to start her shit. And now I'm watching with my wife, and she's like, who that? I like, you about to find out. And the crazy thing is, like, I didn't know that was Azula, but I just knew. I like,
you saw her and knew she was on some bullshit.
Like, that's gonna be Azula. She about to lead these motherfuckers to their death.
I thought that shit was hilarious because I was like, that nigga thought he was getting a side chick. Meanwhile, he got.
And in a way, she smiled when Fire Lord Ozai killed them people. I like, yo.
Yeah, that's the thing. I like how they're making it. They're doubling down on her. Like, yo, she got that dog in her. Like,
and my wife, and the funny thing, like my wife, she didn't see the whole series, but she seen enough of it to like ask the right questions. And she like, is she a problem? I like, yeah, she gonna be a problem. I hate the love Azula, but to me, she was the better villain than her pop.
That's because she knew. That's because she wanted the job more than anyone else. She was like, oh, she's like, I could rule this nation. Best believe that shit. She was like, oh, trust me, I'm gonna be very hands on when I get there. Very hands on. Like,
extremely hands on. She like, yo, let me loose, my J. Let get this leash off me. I'm gonna learn you something today.
Also, I like the fact that they redid the fight between Ozai and Zuko, and Zuko actually fights back.
He don't fight back. He was about
No,
to.
no. In this one, he actually does throw some fists and kicks.
He does. He
In
does.
that one,
He does.
I'm just like here. I'm just like good because what they're showing in this live action version, they're showing that Zuko has a idea of who he wants to be
Right.
and knows that it's entirely against what they want him to be.
Right. Right.
So he's trying to find some way to work it in the middle, but it's not working. So he finds so that's why it's always easy to see that he's like mentally exhausted. And it's that shit that Aang sees right through it and he's just like, "Oh, you're sad."
Yo, can we throw some more respect on Zuko name? Like it was a long time since I seen the original Avatar. But watching this had brought back some memories when he single-handedly penetrated the unpenetrable fortress and rescued Aang out that joint by himself. They're like, you can't do it. No army can reach it. Zuko like, hold my beer. One end by himself, beat everybody ass, and got the Avatar out. Was almost home free until that archer hit him.
And mind you, that was Azula's doing.
Right,
It
right.
was just like, the way they did that reveal, it was like, oh no, she's been pulling a lot of strings here, cuz who do you think got me over here?
Right.
Who do you think told me?
Almost
I was like,
almost this whole time Azula just playing puppet master.
it was like you're never getting back on the throne. You're not the heir to the throne, bitch.
Azula like, I'm gonna make sure of that shit, RG. And I love they starting to show her like not her psychosis, but I guess you could say psychosis, but her chaotic side.
Yeah, I
She's
was
like,
just I can't because I'm actually curious of how they're gonna play that out in the coming seasons.
what you mean?
Uh, Azula's slow
Yeah,
deterioration.
yeah.
Her descent into the madness.
Hmm. I wonder how they're gonna portray that on screen.
Like like her final fight between her and Katara.
Mm.
Katara Frieza, she just blowing fucking blue fire out her mouth like a dragon.
Rah, rah.
I love it.
It's just-
Like I said, I hate to love her though, but to me, she's a better. She is a villain of this one. And like I said, I've been jumping down that rabbit hole. It shows what happened to her. The comic shows what happened to her after the series, and it shows what happened to their mother too. Because you never find out in the cartoon what happened to Zuko and her mother. Never find out, but the comic actually does give us some closure. I don't know if I want that, but you hit me up if you want it. If not, you probably find it on YouTube. Cause that's a major spoiler. What happens to Azula and what happened to Azula is Zuko.
Also, another thing I was just thinking about, like with the first season in general, we don't get a lot of Aang story. We get a lot of Katara and a lot of Zuko.
Yeah, yeah.
Like we get like splashes of Aang. We're just like, that's enough.
You know,
And
I
now
ain't gonna think
Katara,
that, but yeah, you're right. Yeah,
and then we're gonna do some Zuko. So, very interesting. So it's one of those things where it's like, who's the main character here?
right. I
It's
think
like,
what I think what happened is they gonna tell you Aang's story throughout the entire series. Like every time he run into somebody that his old self knew, like
okay,
Boomy, like when he met Boomy, they flashback to when he met him and Boomy was children.
okay.
That's what I think. I think they're gonna like do. more and more of that throughout the entire series because you got enough time for that.
There's also a definite finite amount of humor. There's like
Yeah, yeah.
they're more sparingly with the humor in this live action series, and I think that's just to help with the tone because the show is still family friendly, but they want to keep the edge. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I agree. Somebody said that. Somebody said you hate the live version Avatar because it's not as immature as the cartoon was. And I'm like, they're right because technically we're in the middle of a war. We're in the
And
middle of a war, and and because they're children, when the children had some downtime, you see them being playful and being jovial as they should be. But when they're being chased, when they're being fired at, when in the middle of a fight, like they're not playing around.
right.
Like this is a fight for their life. Like like Zuko may knock out Katara and Sokka, but the Firebender warriors they're gonna kill him.
Yep.
They're gonna kill him. So like a main character might Azula when she catches them, she don't kill them. But a regular Nation soldier, they're gonna burn them children alive.
Cook 'em.
So like this is not what 2005.
Yeah.
This is not 2005. The last Airbender. Like it should have a more serious tone.
Because I know a lot of I I know a lot of people are really on the fence about this. Why I'll never know. Because we of course we here we're comparing and contrasting because uh, that's kind of one of the things we do here.
Right.
But we
Right.
also know that we also know that in a lot of cases you can't just repeat the same thing all over again. You have to you have to switch it up. Now, of course, when you have a series like One Piece, where the creator was like, no, 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 we're just doing the live action shit that I already did.
Right.
No new ideas. I've got this.
And my man
And
was on set. He was on set for One Piece.
he stood on business.
He like
and of
when I'm
course,
shooting, I'll be there.
and of course, this I think this is what the creators of the series wanted, but Netflix went another way because originally they were working with them on the project, but then they both walked away.
Oh, right, they did. Yeah, I remember that.
And I'm gonna assume it's these little changes, because well, I'm not gonna say little changes because they're these little moments that actually have a bigger impact on the way the story is being told. So
And some people, like myself included, I don't need the one for one because if I wanted that, I would just watch the animated version.
mhm.
But I think they did an excellent job picking out the pieces from the animated version to adapt. Like I said, I liked it. I liked it a lot actually.
think it, I I think these live action adaptations one of the interesting things they do, and folks follow me here, they mainly trim the fat.
Right.
They just trim the fat. So so
But the
what's left
problem
is
comes in at because the fat is the best part. And Netflix, when they first decided to go into live adaptation, they didn't know what the fuck they was doing because they was trimming too much of the fat.
no, they weren't trimming fat. They were trimming off steak.
Just cut it. They actually cut the steak off.
Yeah, like because it was just like because that live action Death Note movie,
I'm about to say
which
that I eat Death Note.
and I personally will never blame Adam Wingard, the director, for that one because he actually knows what the hell he be doing. I gotta put that shit on Netflix.
Yeah.
Y'all, because it's like it's one of those times where the filmmaker is very competent. So you're like, how did we get here? So it's like I don't think it was on him because it doesn't seem right.
Speaking of, who do we blame for the live adaptation of the last Avatar, the movie? Do we blame M Night Shyamalan or do we blame Nickelodeon?
Both,
Both.
yeah. Team fail. That's a team failure because Nickelodeon stepped in and wanted these changes made, and M Night allowed it.
He, I mean, yeah, he allowed it, but they write a motherfucking check.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know if he had too much of a choice.
I don't know. I blame Nickelodeon because at the same time they didn't let him direct the way he wanted to.
Yeah, I agree.
Because but at the same time, M Night's own record, even without studio interference, isn't great.
Also, I agree. Like I said, who do we blame? Who do we
Um,
blame? Like I agree with
both,
both of them. Both of
both. Because even to this day, whenever I see a movie that has his name attached to it, I immediately groan.
them.
And I'm just like, and it's not like I'm intentionally doing it. I'll just be like, okay, so far so good from filmmaker M Night Shyamalan. Oh,
Oh, fuck.
it's just like
But
how there's a really nice black movie, then you see the word Tyler Perry. Oh,
and like I don't even want to jump on that topic, but it'd be like
Medea, the last
written,
Airbender.
produced, directed, shot, acted by both male and female partners. Right? They're like, damn, is anybody else in this fucking movie besides?
Hey, Demon, how do you like Medea versus the Fire Nation?
He's not here. Demon had walked off to actually go get dressed, so he's not here with
I don't do any of that Airbender. And I got this pistol right here.
us.
Uh,
But yeah, but I think Netflix got the point with I want to say it started with Bleach because everything before Bleach to me was trash. But like the people who know the source material, let them do the job.
yes, I agree. Also, I never really want to give Netflix credit for that Bleach one because it just looks like a Japanese production that was already done before
Yeah,
they even stepped in.
I agree.
I feel like it's kind of like the Death Note live action movies from Japan. It's like, yeah, no one else can really claim them. They were already there.
Yeah, and I want to bring it up. The live action Death Note that was in Japan, if y'all haven't seen it yet, is phenomenal.
Yeah,
Like
it's solid.
like it is crazy. If you want to watch live action Death Note, watch the one from made in Japan.
The only good things from the American version was William Defoe as
So
as the
as
demon
Ryuk,
and Lakeith Stanfield. I actually I liked him because I was like, you're still the same guy from the anime, just black.
was he? Was he?
Yeah, he carried the same vibe and energy. I was like, okay. I was like, but everything else is just like, ew.
And I like Lakeith Stanfield, but I couldn't bring myself to watch the Death Note show.
Yeah,
All of my
it's
contemporaries like, yeah, that joint trash. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. That's like me watching your review of Madam Web. Like, you know what? I'm gonna go watch that joint. Like, yeah, save yourself. So I did watch a live action Death Note, but I was like, Lakeith Stanfield is L. I don't know how I feel about that.
I think he does a good job. Shit, just like YouTube a clip of him from the movie, and just go off of that.
Okay.
That's the best way. That's the best way I could describe that. But I think this was a solid season one. It's also just good to it's also good just to have another series on with a prominently Asian cast
Yeah.
because Netflix as of earlier this morning they just canceled their other Asian drama action series with Michelle Yeoh and I'm like oh that's
Man, they
unfortunate.
took up one season. Then it was good.
It was a fire season.
Right. Right.
So it look, yo, I might have to do a list of just great Netflix shows that only lasted one season.
Right.
Like, because it's such an interesting list when you think about it.
And I know this show got 2 seasons, but you gotta add the Get Down to that list.
Well, no, technically that was all one season of the Get Down.
Oh damn. There you go.
Yeah, the
But
Get
hopefully this does not get canceled. This was a phenomenal first season of Avatar: The Last
Who's
Airbender.
I don't think it's gonna get canceled because so
Well,
far a lot of reviews are positive.
actually, this morning I seen that they greenlit season 2.
Yeah.
So
And currently Netflix really doesn't like to divulge numbers, but so when they do, it's a big thing. It
yeah,
has 22 million views
nice.
so far.
Yeah, I
22
mean,
million views. So
I honestly don't see why it got so much flack. Honestly, like I
I
was
think
looking for it, and it was good.
the people who are giving the most shit are the ones who are super fans of the animated series, and people who have never been onto it before are just enjoying it for what it is.
I like those kind of people.
I understand both. My only problem is some people they just can't they don't react well to change.
Right.
And me, I'm the type of guy if the change is for the good, I'm all for it. Because look, those Ninja Turtles are not anything you've seen on screen yet, but they look fucking cool.
You talking about the new ones, the younger versions?
Yeah. Oh, I love those guys. I love those guys. The actual teenagers.
Yeah. But yeah,
Oh
y'all.
man.
Please go watch Avatar: Last Airbender.
It's so fucking good.
So I could keep it going.
But seriously, we of course we always want to know what you folks out there
What?
think about Avatar: The Last
Fuck
Airbender.
y'all up. Say what I said.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell us what you think about it down below, or Engine gonna fuck y'all up.
He got a Vegeta hairline.
I may have a Vegeta hairline, but all my shit jet black, bitch.
Hey,
But yeah, that's our
people like
time.
these, people like
Give
these
us
storm
the
clouds.
Azula and spiral into our own madness.
But seriously, we want to thank you guys for checking us out today.
Comment. Tell us what you think about it. Love it, hate it. Tell me why I'm your favorite junkie. Yeah, that's it.
Do you, are you ready to see Uncle Iroh with his shirt off? Are you prepared?
Yo, when he get captured and he doing a one arm pull ups.
Right. How many of y'all? How many of y'all mainly watched it to see Ozai shirtless?
Yo, the ladies and some of the fellas have been swooning over Ozai with his shirt off.
I'm just like, why? I'm like, okay, so y'all have never seen Daniel Day Kim before, clearly.
Clearly, I'm like, go watch a Hawaii 5-0. He's shirtless most
Right.
episode. I think they make him take his shirt off purposely almost every episode.
Yo, first off, shout out to Daniel Day Kim. He's been rocking for quite some time, And of course, in the video game world, he was one of my favorite characters, Johnny Gat
Oh
from Saints
yeah,
Row.
yeah. Johnny Gat is iconic, y'all. I was
But
so upset when they actually killed him off.
right, and when he died after that game, so did the series. But seriously, folks, we hope you enjoyed listening to the Amerime Junkies podcast this week. Get tuned in for another one. We're gonna have another one right up your alley in about a week. Of course, can't do this without you guys. We appreciate you for every download and
Yes, we do. Gang, gang.
appreciate you for every viewer. We hope you're subscribed so you can follow us. Be sure to check out our website at amerimewire.com, AMERIMEWIRE.com. And of course, that's Amerime Media across all social media platforms. Let us know you love us, because we'll love you right back.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Be well. See you next time.